the past?
Yeah. I saw my teammate Devin Bush putting some good pressure on the quarterback, and he threw the ball up. Lucky enough, I was in the right spot to make the play, and I was hoping to get to the end zone, but didn't work out.
Can you remember the last time you had an interception? Was it in high school?
Yeah, I was in the bowl game.
Oh. There you go.
What about before that?
I can't remember before that, sorry. Yep, I had a couple of those last year. Again, kind of in the right spot at the right time. So.
Seems like you've been used a lot on third down, kind of pass coverage so far in the first two games. How confident are you in your pass coverage?
I feel good about it. You know, it's something we do every day, something we work on every day. You know, along with all other aspects of the game. So I feel good about it.
Has that always been kind of your MO in football, right place, right time?
Yeah, just trying to run around the field and get to the ball as best as I can. So, you know, it's something that there's a lot of things out there that you can't control, but what you can control is, you know, your effort and getting to the ball.
I remember last year we were talking kind of like an action guy, not a lot of talk. When you, excuse me, do you feel like, because watching you warm up against Notre Dame and obviously they'll play, do you feel like maybe you're like athletically underrated a little bit? You feel like maybe people overlook you?
Because
you don't talk a lot?
Think of me.
Jim yesterday was saying that he sees, you know, NFL potential in you, but that you were focused more on a military career flying planes. I mean, is that something where if they came to, if you started hearing that, you know, you would go high, that they were interested in you, that you would absolutely turn it down?
I think people have passions in life, and my passion is flying, and, you know, I know where I want to go, and I want to join the military. And I know that's uncommon for most people, you know, but it's always been something that I've looked at and always wanted to do.
Where did that come from?
You know, my mom was in the Air Force before I was born. My dad's dad, so maternal grandpa was in the Army. So two family members in the service. You know, it's kind of like being a fan. You know, you look up to Michigan football players. You see those jerseys. You see the coach. You see all those people that you look up to, and it's kind of the same way. You know, I see those fatigues. You know, they just look sharp to me. You know, I see people in uniform, and I look up to them. You know, and the sacrifices that they make for this country, and really just all the amazing things that they get to do and get to be a part of in that service.
And that'd be a pretty tight fit for you in one of those jet fighter cockpits.
Believe it or not, I got to meet a pilot that's, I think, around 6'8", flies up at Selfridge. So I guess I'm a little undersized compared to him.
Harbaugh mentioned because when he mentioned the jet flying and aviation, I asked him is it like a thrill seeker thing, and then he said no, it's most definitely like a protective element for you. I mean, when did you fall in love with aviation, figure out that was what you wanted to do, and where does that protective instinct come from?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd classify myself as a thrill seeker, but I can't really remember any one singular event of falling in love with aviation. But, you know, as a kid, I was always draw pictures of airplanes, just sitting there in class, and you know, I was obsessed with Star Wars. I wanted to be Han Solo, you know, flying the Millennium Falcon. You know, just like a lot of kids. And I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunities to go to a great school, get a great education that's propelling me towards my goals and passions in life.
What were your parents' jobs in the military?
So my mom was a nurse in the military for 4 or 5 years.
You said they were both Air Force?
Yeah, my mom was Air Force.
And did your dad serve?
My grandpa served in the Army.
So are you focusing on Air Force, or is Navy a possibility?
Actually, I'm looking at United States Marine Corps. That's for a bunch of reasons, but also they guarantee aviation contracts. So,
Do you know what type of plane that you would fly? You achieve the goal that you want?
I'm really open to anything. I just want to get up there.
Is there a
get
singular
flying.
one that you hope?
I know the JSF F-35 is, it's coming into fruition, and it's pretty sharp, 5th generation airplane. I think that'd be a pretty cool one to fly. They have custom helmets for each one of those planes that cost somewhere like 35 grand a pop, and just super cool displays. You can look through these AR glasses and see things on the ground that you couldn't see otherwise. Unbelievable technology, so I'd love to fly the F-35 if possible.
Other than the Millennium Falcon, what were some, as a kid, I mean, were you in like stealth bombers, Blackbird, SR-71, that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. I remember I had this book that I would take on the bus with me, and it was filled up with planes, all sorts of planes. So that I would look through that and look at all the jets and the bombers and the helicopters and all sorts of stuff like that.
Is there a charge you get when you're flying? I mean, is you're in control of this equipment?
The funny thing I've always thought about is I don't know if I could ever go skydiving. It scares the heck out of me just because, you lose that control.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're sitting in the cockpit, you have that control, and you feel like you're part of the plane. Kind of like playing baseball or something. You feel like the glove's kind of an extension of your hand, extension of your body. So yeah.
So you've flown, right? You have your pilot's license. What have you flown?
So I've flown a 4-seater Cessna 172.
What's the longest flight you've taken solo? On solo.
Yeah, so the longest flight I took was a long cross-country solo. I flew across the state to Benton Harbor, and then down into South Bend to surprise my girlfriend. Met her for dinner, and then came back to Ann Arbor. So that was pretty cool.
It's an expensive date. Don't you have to pay for the...
It sure was.
So what'd you tell her, Ham? I'm landing here at a private airport in South Bend, and
I actually talked to one of her friends and kind of set it up so she would pick me up at the airport and then drive me over to surprise it. So she had no idea I was coming.
You didn't propose to her or anything,
No.
right? It sounds like you set the bar pretty high now.
and for that, you're probably gonna have to pull up in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, maybe.
How many of your conversations with Coach Harbaugh sort of trend towards more like career-oriented stuff versus football-centric?
One thing that Coach Harbaugh has always been great about is, no matter who you are on the team, obviously, if you earn his respect, he'll do anything for you. I can't thank him enough for all that he's done for me, getting me towards where I want to go in my life, and realizing, what motivates me, what makes me passionate, and helping me achieve those goals. And he's been instrumental in a lot of things, flight training, and helping me out with my application for the military. So I really can't thank him enough. And yeah, we've talked about it, and he's told me different things. He himself, he told me he even thought about being a fighter jet pilot at one point growing up. So
What would your pilot name be?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
What football question here?
Yeah.
What has kept you? I mean, Michigan's recruited, like on paper, elite athlete after elite athlete on defense. And, going back, you're a guy who's quiet. You just do your job. What's kept you in the starting rotation for 3 years? I mean, you're a fixture there. What's kept you there?
Yeah, I think it's just that. We have all these talented guys from all across the country. We come from all sorts of different backgrounds. And one of the things that I said today is, we have all these different moving parts in a team, but that's what makes a team special is everyone has their job, and we each do our job to the best of our abilities. And so I've been able to figure out where I fit in with this team, and you know, I'm just set on doing my job as best as I can.
You ever reflect on it? Like, I mean, you've made a name for yourself here. You ever kind of sit back and reflect on, you know, what you've done?
You know, I think it's nice to look at what I've done, but you know, I've so much ahead of me. You know, I'm only 22 years old, and I don't really want to spend time looking back at what I've done. I want to keep moving forward. You know, we have a lot of season left ahead of us, so we really haven't done anything yet. All of our goals are ahead of us, and there's so much to be accomplished. So, got to keep looking forward. Got to keep moving forward.
So it's like football is something you'd talk about, like when, I don't know if I'm trying to imagine you as a pilot, you're going on your runs, you guys, hey Furbush, tell us a football story or something. I mean, is that what football is going to end up being for you?
Maybe. We'll see.
You guys good? What is you said he's helping you with a military application. How involved is that?
So it's kind of like a letter of recommendation.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to applying for grad school or applying for a different job.
And what's your course load like now, working on your master's?
So I think it's 9 credits to be a full-time grad student. I could be wrong there, but I'm a little bit over that. So pretty normal course load for a grad student. Yeah.
All right.